Yo, Kingdom, community vibes, community ties. Terrance Tucker is the brother who's connecting the tribe.
Boom! Yes, we are back. We're back for another impactful episode. Yes, you see the GOAT sitting next to me. Don't get mad. Yes, you're upset with yourself. Yeah, man, sucks to be you. But guess what? We're in the building. We're in the building with my guy, man, the GOAT, man. Listen, man, you see my stomach? Yeah, because guess what? I won't starve, okay? We won't starve. You won't starve. Why? Because he's teaching us how not to starve, man. It's my guy, Jamar Washington. We call him Jay, right? We call him GOAT, okay? Whatever you want to call the guy, all right? Listen, he's earned the name, man, because he's doing some phenomenal things in the what? Community vibes, man, all right? So guess what, y'all? Before we get to him, let's pay two bills, all right? Two quick bills. One, let's thank God for just waking us up this morning, all right? Why? Because, man, without him, there's no us, all right? He's the reason for the season, okay? So let's thank him. Number two, you hear the sounds in the background, man. We are here grooving, man. We're grooving up in this thing, man. We're at the Groove Smoothie and Juice Bar. Yes, located on 7510 Garners Ferry Road, okay? And guess what, y'all? We got a guest in here. I love Miss Tamika Sales. We'll get to her later, man. Right now, she's a little camera shy. But guess what, y'all? We got my guy in the building, man. I'm so thankful, man. So happy.
Man, I appreciate you, bro.
So happy,
appreciate
man.
you.
Hey, man, this guy has so much going on right now, man. And we are blessed. You are blessed. So, my guy, man, listen. Me and this guy go way back. Back to what, 2001?
2001?
2001. At where? The Benedict Tigers, man. Those Benedict Tigers, man. We could never get enough of those Benedict Tigers, man. Listen, way back then, man, this guy was hustling, okay? Hustling, going hard, man. He always had a way to take care of himself. Now, he's not from Columbia, South Carolina, though. Where you from, big dog?
Newark, New Jersey, Brick City.
Brick City, man. Newark, New Jersey, man. Stand up. Y'all better stand up. Newark, New Jersey, man. What's going on, man? Listen, we in the building. He came to Benedict College, a HBCU here in Columbia, South Carolina, right off Hardin Street, okay? Yeah. Now, that's not the only history we have. Me and this guy went to the same church years ago in Washington, D.C., right? Reed Temple. Now, what was you doing there?
Man, I was working my cleaning business. You know, my wife's pastor actually got the contract, and then he subbed it out to me to go ahead and run it as a project manager. So I did that, and then before he sold it, and I went on and did my own thing, and he went on and started being a big time investor and real estate guru. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what got me there. Then I started just going to the services.
Listen, he is a entrepreneur connoisseur. All right, listen, he is a entrepreneur connoisseur, man. Listen, you see the hat. His hat looks way better than mine, right? You know what I'm saying? Should I take mine off? Yes. This guy, listen, I won't starve, man. I won't starve. Let's learn about I won't starve, man. What is that?
Man, I won't starve was something I came up with because I was pissed off, being perfectly honest.
He's pissed off.
Y'all
pissed him off.
No, those days at Benedict, I was hustling. It wasn't always stuff above board, so became a felon. But I still ended up graduating college.
Still got his degree.
At the end of the day, I couldn't get the jobs that my degree warranted,
right.
So I just went ahead and became a businessman. The economy hit everybody bad between 2008 and 2012. So when I came back to South Carolina, because it's a little bit cheaper here, and take care of a family, but again, still hit the wall because I still got a felony. So I had to take an $8 an hour job in 2013. I worked there for a year, but I had already got my hustle back, right? And so a lot of people didn't like that. They was like, hey man, you had a hard time getting a job for all these years. Why would you leave your job?
Right.
So I didn't like the naysayers. So instead of me cursing them out, I just said I won't starve, and I was just more so upset, saying I was gonna prove something to everybody. But over the years, it just started becoming a blessing to other people, and more people started coming to me telling me how much it it did for them positively. So I had to take that shift and go positive with them, and then we made it into a whole movement.
Listen, man, listen. I've seen it with my own eyes. Okay, I'm telling you, man. It's a powerful movement, I'm telling you. You see my stomach, yes, you see my stomach, man. We're not starving because we have been listening to this guy. Now, let's get into the book, though. Let's get into the first book. All right? Let's talk about that book, man.
I Won't Starve, man. This book, it was
Hold on. Okay. Gotta see it for yourself. You got to see it for yourself, man.
This is from 2008 to 2017. 2008, I was riding high, man. I was living in Washington, D.C. area, Laurel, Maryland. I had a great, amazing cleaning business. We watched Barack Obama become president.
Salute.
Doing so well. We were at the inauguration, not just outside freezing with everybody else. We were there at the actual inauguration dinner, at the inauguration party, there with everybody else. And then, to get back a couple years later, be down here, almost get put out of apartment, get my car repossessed, got to go start working an $8 an hour job just a few years later. And then to 2017, when I got my 3,000 square foot building, was able to start the I Won't Starve workshop. And, over the last 3 years, we helped 600 businesses almost get started.
Wow.
So it's just been a blessing, man. But I wrote it from, from 2008 to 2017 when I Won't Starve, the company actually got started.
Wow, man. Did you hear that? Huh? That gave me goosebumps, man. I'm telling you, man, he has a testimony, man, okay? He started from here with a vision, okay? But he had a mission behind that vision, okay? Now, what's in the book, man?
Man, a whole bunch of stuff. That first book, shout out to Tamika Sims. She actually penned the first book. And I just couldn't, everybody kept trying to tell me to write it. I knew I needed somebody who can help me with that. And I told her I wanted her to write it. She doesn't ghostwrite. And we fought for like 2 months on that. She was just trying to coach me. But I think when she learned my story, she said, I'm gonna give it a shot. And I think it changed both of our lives, to be perfectly honest, because I had to dig back into some real hurtful stuff. I mean, I had a lot of issues with my family, my in-laws.
Was that therapeutic for you?
Oh man, extremely, for me and my family, because again, one of my biggest hurdles was me beefing with my in-laws. So I had a conversation with my wife, so she had to really say okay for me to tell those sides of the story, things that we actually went through. And it was some tear-jerker moments for her. It was some real reflective moments for me, but it was definitely something that helped me grow, because I stopped blaming them for stuff. I said, nobody put a gun in my head. No matter what you did, it could have been true, but you still didn't put a gun in my head.
Right.
I still had the final say.
Right.
And so it made me grow up as a man and say, you know what, let me leave that stuff behind and start going for better stuff.
Right. See, hey, listen, man, I'm telling you, man, hey, you guys, listen. I hope you got your notepad, all right? Because, man, you better be writing this stuff down, man. This guy, he's dropping some jewels right now, all right? You better be listening, okay? You better be listening. Now, first off, where can they get this particular book?
Man, jhalim.com.
Show it to him one more time.
jhalim.com. My book is everywhere, though. It's on Amazon's and Walmart.com. It's wherever books are sold, you can get my book. And the Audible version is about to come out. We're working on that right now. We're in the studio putting that out for both books.
Wow, so you can just be driving listening to it.
Yeah, so that's going to be coming out shortly. So
yeah, pushing your bucket.
Yes, but yeah, you can get that book anywhere. We're working on Target. We need you to say what's
Come
up,
on,
man.
Target.
You know what I mean? Walmart said
now.
yes.
Stop backing up now.
So
We'll burn you down.
It's your turn. It's your turn.
Listen, man. So now there comes part two. Okay, so instead of saying I won't starve, why you won't starve?
Man, that's what you're supposed to do, man. Once you get to where you got to get to, you got to pull other people up as well. I became a teacher over the last 4 or 5 years, you know, as far as instructing people about business. It wasn't never about just me. You know, once we get to what we got to get to, it's way sweeter when there's more people around. So my mission was always a 3-pronged scenario. It was about, one, saving my life, you know, because anything could have pushed me back in the streets. And of course, I wasn't somebody who, you know, a lot of people glorify. I actually did it, you know what I'm saying? And it's real easy to go back. So I said, let me save my life, and entrepreneurship saved my life. But then once I got myself ready, I said, I got to help somebody else. So that's where you won't start coming at. And so the third part, which people will see, is just about, you know, collaboration and bringing the people that we help to get up there, us collaborating together so we can do something major. The goal is to permanently stop history from repeating itself. Our people continuously go back to subservience space, and we got to stop that. And the only way we stop that is together. So we got to actually put people in a position where we are. I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years, you know, so it's time to teach other people that you can actually win that way, because we don't believe it. We always think it got to come from a job. I mean, jobs are great. At the same time, we got to have something. So even if you're not the entrepreneur, you got to invest in your people. You got to give your people something. Hey, you got some extra money, give it to that hustler that's in your family so they can actually do something for the next generation.
So let me ask you this. What has writing 2 books taught you about yourself?
You know, the funny thing is, the first book, I was just excited that I got it off my chest, but the second one, I actually put the pressure on it. It told me I could tell my story without any encumbrances. Nobody can stop me from saying what I want to say. I got a lot on my chest, and I just went ahead on and just did it. So it was a freedom. The second book was freedom for me. We did that book in like 3 weeks.
Wow.
Literally. And this one I wrote, you know, of course Tamika helped me, but this one I penned, and you know, I feel free now.
Wow.
After doing that second book, I was able to tell my story. Because when you're a leader, man, nobody want to hear your troubles. I tell people that all the time. People don't want to hear your troubles. And so, you know, that was my therapy. And a lot of people that look like us we shy away from therapy. So I found it in writing the book.
So let me ask you this question right here then. What would you tell, let's say, a young person who may want to get into that, who may want to write their story, right? What kind of advice would you give them?
Man, I would tell them to get started now. Get started now. With the way social media is and the way the technology is, you could just start talking on your voice recorder right now and just start talking about what you want to talk about. And then start find Tamika or somebody like her to help you put it together. And make it right.
You don't want to get in the screen.
and, you know, and make it right, but start doing it, man. It's really, really therapeutic, and a lot of us have something to say, and people don't want to hear it.
Right.
Think about coming from where we come from in the hood, different hoods, but still same situation. Everybody got a story, man, but nobody knows about it.
Right.
You know, we're so misunderstood. People think that we're angry for no reason. People think that we got a chip on our shoulder for no reason.
Right.
But I come from a household with 8 adults, 7 of them strung out on strong drugs.
Wow.
Heroin, crack, you know what I mean? So surviving that, I had no other choice but to be a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? I was always a good kid, but all the stuff I did in the street was because that was how I was going to eat.
Right.
So,
product of your environment?
Definitely more, you know, there was no jobs around. Nobody wasn't working in my household. All the adults were strung out. So it was like, okay, we use drugs, which wasn't cool when we was coming up. They might preach that now on the records, but it was all the dope boy was cool when we was growing up. So I was like, all right, well, let's do that. And you know, it didn't pay off for me being a felon, but I call myself blessed because I got friends that we lost, people that went away for long periods of time that did half the stuff I did. So, you know, it's a blessing to be here now.
Hey man, that's solid right there, man. Listen, man. So I want to ask you a question now. So not only does this guy have 2 phenomenal books, okay? And listen, we're not friends if you don't go buy the book, all right? We're not cool. Don't speak to me ever in life if you don't go buy these 2 books, all right? We're going to find out if you bought these books too. But listen, guess what? This guy is a phenomenal speaker, okay? You've heard him speak so many different places, man. Okay, let's say 7 years ago. Did you see yourself speaking like this?
Nah, man, not at all. Not at all. That's where it kind of started at in church. I came down here, I started really getting into church, and you know, our brother Bishop, you know what I'm saying? Bishop put me in a lot of positions where I had to speak at church. And then the next year, actually, you said 7 years ago, it was 2013, 2014, I actually became a deacon.
Wow.
And so I had to lead a whole bunch of church situations for the men everything like that made me feel comfortable with speaking with people and to people. But I always had this story, man. I meet my barber. He like, you a felon, huh? Like, it's like I changed so much, but people don't know about my story. Don't know why I'm not working some great job.
Right.
Or I never had a good job, and they find out like, well, why don't you go get this job? You good at this, and I'm like, nah, man. I've been turned down from monumental jobs. I've been hired from them, and then found my background, let me go. Real career type jobs, and I'm frustrated. And I've had to deal with my wife and her family because they come from a astute family, and I always was the one. And so that made me be able to, in church you can let it out.
Right.
You can let it out.
Right.
And so I did that with brothers, and I was able to counsel brothers that came right off the street. And it was like, man, I didn't know you had that testimony. I would have never thought that. And so that gave me the power to go ahead and start to speak. And our brother J.O.D. Down in Atlanta.
Blake, what's going on, Blake?
He had a function down there, and he invited me. He knew my story, man, and he said, I want you to come down and talk to these kids. And I did, and it set it off from there. It set it off from there. But I never would have thought I was going to do something like that.
Wow. Well, listen, man. He's God. Listen, it's God-given. I'm telling you, it's truly God-given, man. Now, what about these workshops, though? These impactful workshops that you, listen, man, he has some of the best workshops out, man. Okay, let's talk about these workshops, man.
Man, the workshop was a blessing. It's in the first book, I Won't Starve. I was talking about how I came. Me and my wife was taking a long trip to DC on the road, and she said, "You need to do a workshop. You need to actually do a seminar and teach people about how I won't starve."
You scared at first?
Yeah, man. Colombia's fickle. Keep it all the way funky.
No shots.
Colombia's fickle about that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not really out that much. I mean, people might see me working, but I'm not really out that much. So I said, okay, we're gonna see what happens. And I listened to her finally. Everybody say, listen to your woman.
Listen to your wife, man. Happy wife, happy life.
I listened to her, and we packed out the Jewish Community Center. We got one room in there. Shout out to City of Columbia. They supported. Midlands Tech supported, and Wolf Forest Bank. They supported. And we packed it out, man. And all of those partners came and said, y'all got me. You got me for life. Long as you do it, you got me. And it was great, man. And so to the tune of 5 other ones. We went from there, one room there, to the Eau Claire Print Building. We shut that down till we had 3 rooms, shut down the whole northeast campus of Midlands Tech.
Wow.
So a whole building in Midlands Tech. So it's been amazing. And just giving other people opportunity as well. That was an opportunity for me to give people around here a chance to speak.
Right.
I started meeting other people who had great testimonies. I said, I want you to go ahead and tell your testimony. So it's great. Shameless plug. I got one coming up on the 18th. It's a virtual one.
Give it to him.
July 18th. Everybody's from the DC, Baltimore area that's going to be speaking. So again, giving other people in a different area an opportunity to tell their I Won't Starve testimony. So it's totally free. We know everybody going through COVID-19, so you ain't got to pay anything. All you got to do is just register. I Won't Starve LLC.eventbrite.com. Just go ahead and register for free. It's definitely. We wanted to keep it going and still give everybody that type of energy, even though COVID-19 is coming up. And man, we got some amazing people talking from the DC area. That's second home, you know what I mean? So we went up there and showed love with them. We were supposed to be touring, but COVID-19 shut the tour down. But we still gonna let everybody else get a chance to rock out. That's what it's about. You won't starve. Give somebody else a chance to do it.
Hey, you said, man, giving people a chance to shine, man. All right? Lifting. Listen, man, we have to lift as we climb. All right? Lift as we climb, man. Listen, man, each one can teach one. I'm telling you, it's possible. All right? It's possible. Listen, man, guess what? Yep. We're not done. We're not done, man. We're not done. This man has, he's taken so many pictures of beautiful people all around the state of South Carolina, okay? All around the state of South Carolina. Yes, he is a phenomenal photographer, okay? Now, has that always been your gift?
Hated it.
I
hated it.
Wow.
I hated it. Look, man, in my book, you'll hear about, I've done so many things over the last 15 years. I was in music. I was a music manager, did very well with that, blog, all that other stuff. The blog was what made me start using the camera for work. And when I got here, that was all I had. And be perfectly honest, our brother Bishop, I found out my wife was pregnant. We didn't have any money. I had a $2,000 camera, and I went to sell it on eBay. He found out I was selling it on eBay. he actually bought it from me.
Wow.
But check it out. 2 weeks later, he gave it back to me and didn't ask for the money back. I asked him, did he want the money back? He said no. He said, you go do it. And when he gave me that, that's what made me go ahead and take it seriously with the camera. And you know, somebody do like that for you, man, you just go hard. And I went super hard. I went super hard with the camera to really get tight with it. But I was always a businessman, so you might not have seen me with everybody and shooting with every person, but I actually turned it into a business. And so I was able to work with some of the most biggest companies here in the state and also all around the country, because we worked in San Francisco, LA, back across in Jersey, DC. You know, we worked with celebrities. Some of my biggest clients, you know, Save the Children Foundation. If you go and Save the Children Foundation website right now, a good amount of the pictures you see are mine. You know, so that's, you know, international. They're based out of London, and we work with the National Guard. That's national. So I got the cover last year of May and June covers of their magazine, and some of everybody else, man. We work with MUSC. I've traveled the country with MUSC. So that's been a great situation. I've also worked with Amtrak, you know, doing forensic photography. So you know, it's been an amazing situation, man. I think God put His hands on it, because I hated it. People used to ask me to take pictures when I would be recording concerts for my blog, and they'd be like, "Hey, man, you do this?" I don't do that. I just do this for this. Right. But you know, God said, "Look, you're gonna have to do it now, otherwise your family not gonna eat." Right. Well, I got real serious about it then.
I'm telling you, man. Hey, this guy's been a blessing, man. Okay, so now let's talk about the family thing right quick, man, because this is so important to me. Okay, listen, your kids, they have the opportunity, right, to watch your growth. Yeah. Okay. And that's all about legacy. Okay. Yeah. How does it feel to be able to leave your legacy with your kids, man?
It's everything for me, man. My scripture is Proverbs 13:22. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. The sinner's wealth is stored up to the righteous. So that's how I live that. You know, my kids, all they know is entrepreneurship. All they know, my son been crawling when I had my 300 square foot office. He was crawling up and down the hallways, and you know, now they get a chance to run up and down my 3,000 square foot office.
Come on.
And so that's all they talk about. They fake like they having business meetings inside the house and stuff like that. They call each other by their last name, Mr. and Mrs.
That's dope.
You know, my daughter talks to me about when she see empty buildings. She said, "Daddy, we can go ahead and get that. We can put a store here. We can do this." So I'm just training them, man, in that space of power. You know, but I always wanted to be what I never had. You know, shout out to my parents. I'm glad my parents they just got married 4 years ago. They never was together when I was born. Wow. And they just got married 4 years ago, so they're trying to figure it out. But I had no example like that. My example was television. So I said I want to give my kids something that I never had, and I've been able to successfully do that thus far. So that's all I ever wanted. You know, that's the most important job I got is a pops. You know what I'm saying? I love that. You know, I look forward to that. That's dope. I always want to be with my kids.
That's dope, man. So let me ask you this question right here, man. You have a young son, okay? And one day your young son will get the keys to the car. Yeah. Okay. Now you see what's going on out here right now. Okay. What advice will you give your son going forward when this becomes that reality for him?
Yeah, I mean,
racial profiling and all that.
Yeah, that's a great question, man. I'm going to tell my son to hold his head up high, man. You know, for me, I've had so many brushes with the law, and to be perfectly honest, I've never really had those experiences, because for me, I knew if I was doing something wrong, I didn't even fight it. Right. It was like, okay, you got me. Now I'm on to the next move. I'm on to let me call a lawyer. Let me call my girlfriend, and now my wife. Hey, come get me out. I don't think that we should be in a space where, we should be on point, but if you're doing something you don't have no business doing, I'm gonna tell them, look, you gotta own that, make it easy. Now, we don't know if they're gonna just be on one that day or nothing like that, but he still gotta, just get home to me. I take care of it, because a lot of times we got big brothers or big sisters, and we say, look, don't worry about it, just get home to me. And they know, they feel a lot comfortable, but I don't think we're protecting our kids enough on the back end. They don't see no response to something bad happen to them. When my kids go to school, they understand, they even talk to the teachers with confidence. Other generations or other ethnicities, they tell their kids to ask questions to their doctor or their dentist, so they feel comfortable talking to authority figures. We don't do that when they're younger. And that's what I try to tell my kids. The doctor asks a question, I say, you tell them or ask them so they can feel comfortable talking to authority figures, because you know what it is, when bullies see you scared, they put it on even more.
Right.
But when you look them in the eye and you have a conversation with them, it's a different situation. But I'm gonna tell my son, if you out of pocket, just own that. Just shut up. I'm still gonna be there for you regardless.
Right.
But don't put up, no crazy front. It's something we'll talk about off camera, because I don't believe as black people we should be talking about our household business.
Right,
but I don't believe some of the things we do in the first place, we need to put ourselves in better position so we can be treated like the kings and queens that we are. But at the same time, I'm just gonna tell my kids, especially my son, to hold your head up, man. Always make them treat you like a man before anything. And I got you. Long as I'm here, I got you. You're not out there by yourself. You know what I'm saying?
That's solid, man. That's solid. Listen, man, you heard it here first, man. Only on the Community Vibes will you hear gems like this, man. Okay, listen, we got the GOAT here, man. The guy.
Man, let me shout you out, man.
Oh, don't do it.
Man.
Don't do it, man.
Because you are really working with these young boys, and you're doing some amazing things with these young boys, and people are afraid to go ahead and engage our young men.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and they're the ones who got to take us to the next generation.
Facts.
And so we got to do a better job of supporting you.
Thanks.
And that's why whenever you reach out to me and you say you got something going on with the kids, it ain't a thing. Because that's what we need to be talking to right now. The great Frederick Douglass said it's better to build strong children than repair broken men. We have to go ahead and invest in this next generation. You doing it, but one person can't do it by themselves.
Not at all.
But they're the soldiers, man. We've going into another, age bracket. We can't run like we used to. We can't do it like we used to. So let them do it financially. Back them financially. Give them opportunities. And if right now we in a warfare. So if they feel like they're the ones that are going to go out and be the soldiers, make sure they have the financial backing. Make sure we have lawyers in place for our young brothers. And this is real family talk. Make sure we have lawyers. Make sure we're ready to go bail them out. Make sure we're there to be there for them. Make sure we take care of their families if they got to sit down for a minute. Go to talk to their moms. Take care of their girls and their kids. Stuff like that. We have to make sure they're good, because the other side take care of right, wrong, or whatever. They still hold their people down. And we gotta be like that, man. Right, wrong, and indifferent. If it's family, we gotta really hold it down. Because if it's your brother, it don't matter what he did, you still gonna hold him down at some point. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta do that. And I appreciate you taking the first step. You know what I mean? Because you don't have to, but you're doing it anyway.
Hey, man, salute, man. Hey, this is my brother right here, man. This is my brother. I'm so thankful for him to stop by, man, to bless this seat right here, man, because I'm telling you, man, this guy's a busy man, all right? So I'm so, extremely grateful. But we can't let him go just yet, because we got to ask him the most important question of all time. Yes, y'all know that I love to ask my guests that magical question, because their answer will determine our friendship going forward. Okay? It will determine our friendship.
Oh, you asking me if I'm voting for Trump?
Nah, hell no. I ain't voting for that, Jack. All right, listen. When it comes to chicken wings.
Uh-oh.
All right? Come to chicken wings, my guy. Don't get nervous, okay? Do you prefer the flats or the drums?
That's a two-part answer for me. It's a two-part answer.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so I would prefer a flat.
Okay.
But I don't pick. I love chicken. That's my favorite food.
You're not biased?
I'm not biased.
Okay.
But I would rather have more flats in there than a drumstick. But I'm not biased. My favorite food, so just give me what you need to get.
Okay.
And go from there.
Okay. So you're not one of those guys who said, give me y'all flats.
Nah,
Okay.
man. I had a restaurant before, and that's ridiculous.
Man's had it all. But listen, I'm one of those guys, I personally think that you're weirdos, okay? There's something wrong with people that order all flats.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah, there's something wrong with you. You're weirdos, okay? Unfriend me. All right, don't talk to me ever again.
That's something. I could never do that, man.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Listen, the guy's a good dude, man, all right? Because the guy loves flats and drums, all right? We all win out here in these streets, okay? We all win.
I love that question.
Thank y'all so much, man, for tuning in to another impactful, man, episode of Community Vibes. Listen, we won't starve because we eat chicken all day, all right? But listen, I won't starve and you won't starve. Go purchase the books, all right? Go purchase the books Go sign up for those. Listen, go sign up for those virtual workshops right now, man. I'm telling you, make it a part of your life, man. You can't help but win. I promise you, you can't help but win, man. Listen, put God first, all right? Go out there right now, man. Give somebody one strong hug and one strong kiss, because we got too much hate going on right now, all right? Let's love everybody, man. Let's love. Let's spread more love, okay? Let's lift more people up, all right? Hey, man, salute to y'all, man. Take care, man. God bless.
Yo, Kingdom, community vibes, community ties. Terrance Tucker is the brother who's connecting the tribe. You say you won't shine, come get your shine on. You say you want vibes, come get your vibe on. Community vibes, community ties. Terrance Tucker is the brother who's connecting the tribe. Hey, you say you won't shine, we'll get your shine on. You say you want vibes, we'll get your vibe on.